Girls, how you doing? Let's do another pick card, and today is going to be why I say distant. So that could be triggering. Let's stay very, very, very cool on this one. It's just tarot, as I always say. Okay, so let's go. We're going to do 2 piles, and I'm going to have 4 different decks just to have an overview. Okay, so let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Pile number 1, why is it distant? Justice, death, 4 of Cups. Interesting indeed. So what do we have here? We have someone who, yeah, might be a bit depressed. You know, this person doesn't feel like a happy bunny here. And maybe that person is focusing on other people or maybe on their career. They have other priority, but they feel low about it. They worry, they wonder, they're just not at peace. And because they're so focused on this, they do not see you. You who actually can be love at first sight. If you remove that, is an Ace of Cups. And so they don't really see what the obvious is. They're so distracted by this. Okay, so they wonder maybe too much. They make things complicated when they're not supposed to. However, we have the Justice card. So something is about to change in the sense of the balance of the scales. I don't know if you can see it. That she is carrying 2 scales here. He or she, we know we don't do a gender in tarot. It means like the justice is going to be served in a sense, like if that person was too depressed or too distracted, then they're going to come back to reality and recheck with themselves and check with you. Okay, so justice is going to be served, so we don't have to be concerned. And it's also a beginning, a restart. They're at the end of that melancholy, I want to say, and the beginning of something different. Okay, so the death card is not dramatic, it's just the end of something, beginning of something else. It shows a big transition, and it doesn't have to be concerning because something has to go. You have to close a certain door in order to open a new door, right? That's typical. So that's what we're going to have here. We're going to remove that melancholy and be more aware of this. Be present and do the right thing and be fair, and maybe give you more than they've been doing so far. So why they're distant is because they were preoccupied. They were wondering, they were questioning themselves, but now it's going to be more equal, like, you know, like almost like a 6 of Pentacles. Then you have equal give and take, something like that. So we're moving towards something much more connected to reality and appreciating what is happening today, right now, between you and that person. Okay, and not being like lost in translation somehow. Okay, so that's good. So let's have a major arcana. We're going through all the 4 different decks, as you know. What do we have here? Judgment. Yeah, purging. Judgment come out a lot lately, and it's about exactly what we were saying. Go back to the core, go back of the skeleton, to the skeleton of who they are, and not wondering so much, being lost in their thought. Be more like present here and now, and purging what needs to be purged. Maybe you don't need this, you don't need that, blah blah blah. They need to figure it out. As a result, they will be able to give birth to themselves the proper way, and therefore to have this connection with you, being proactive and not being passive. Okay, so let's have a look as well with the Rider-Waite tarot. Yeah, Rider tarot, that's what I'm trying to say. What do we have here? Page of Swords. Yeah, Page of Swords is someone who checking you out, but can be also very defensive, cutting with their words. Why are they like this? It's part of their melancholy, maybe being defensive at some point if you're trying to come closer to them. Well, you don't need this. You know, Page of Swords, it can be uncomfortable for the receiving side, which is you. So no, that person is gonna have to grow out of that phase of defensiveness, if that makes sense. Okay, so I don't have a concern about this neither. Let's have an angel healing card to conclude. Let's have a look. What do we have? Courage. You have what it takes. Just do it. We, your angel, are here to support you. See what I mean? Very positive indeed. So whatever you're experiencing at the moment, let's not forget, nothing lasts forever. So that feeling of melancholy, not being adequate between you two, or it just doesn't, you know, flow, it's just gonna be for a moment, and then you have that reopening of the door, as we talked before. Okay, so part number 2, why is it so distant? The High Priestess, 10 of Wands, Judgment. Well, it's funny, like lately, second pile has something very, very connected to the first part. I will leave it there if you haven't watched the first part. Interesting. So what do we have here? Well, you sit on it. You know you've been on this planet many times. You know you've been around a few blocks. You know what's cooking. You know who they are. You know why they're like this, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't concern you more than, it should. And that's a good thing, because the high priestess, male or female, we don't do gender, as you know, is someone who's been through so many lifetimes, so many. I'm not going to be shaken, by this or that. No, it's like an oak tree or a beautiful tree altogether. It's been there for centuries, It's okay. It's snowing, it's sunny, it's raining, it's a storm. Well, you know what I mean? I've been through all of this. It doesn't really bother me. That's the kind of view you might come to. Or maybe they come to that. Maybe it's reversed. Because by the time you find your feet, they are waiting. They are waiting for you to, whenever you're ready, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. It's whenever you're ready. Let's not forget tarot can be reversed. And when I'm reading from one person, maybe the other person in your case is a general reading, as you know. Okay. So you have that knowing, or they have that knowing. What they also know is we're coming to an end of a cycle here. 10 of Wands. After that, you have the Ace of Wands. So the 10 of Wands is carry too much responsibility, carry too many things that don't belong to you. And you're going to realize, hold on a minute, you have a problem here. You want to make your life complicated, for example. You want to be distant. Fine. You know what? It's okay. I'm going to take that opportunity to go back to myself and do my thing for myself. And then, whenever we're supposed to reconnect, we will reconnect, but no pressure. Chill, as cool as a cucumber, right? Because you go back to you. You need to put the oxygen mask to you first before you can be doing anything for anyone. And let's not forget that. It's not being selfish, it's to be self-sufficient. Self-care, self-love, and I know I learned the hard way lately, is very important, okay? So, as a result, we have that Judgment card. We're going back to the skeleton of who we are. We do not fluff around, we don't lie to ourselves. And maybe that is the most important message here. Do not lie to yourself. Where do you stand? Be honest. Both sides. Maybe if you feel distant, it's because you need that pause to reflect. Maybe you're going through a purge, and when you're going through a purge, you're not really advertising that purge on social media. For example, I'm having a detox right now. It's not pretty. It's not, you know what I mean? Some people might actually advertise that. I don't know. But you see what I'm saying? It's not like something you want to talk about, because it's something you have to go through, and it's quite personal. And it has to be private for some people, and that's all right. Why everyone has to show everything on social media? I mean, please, can we have a break a bit? That's what I'm saying, right? Okay, so let's have a major arcana. What do we have? Justice. Perfect. Oh my God, the pile 1 and 2 are very connected today. Justice, yes, is rebalancing the scales here. So they're distant because they have to be like this. They have to, or you have to, in order to purge the need to remove any kind of distraction, in order to be truthful to yourself. And sometimes we think, oh my God, but I've done that work before, I've done this, I've done that. Yeah, indeed. But maybe it's an extra layer. We think, that sometimes you've done so much work, so much healing, and you say, I'm sorted. You're never going to be sorted. For the rest of your life, you're going to have a moment where it's going to plateau, and then, oh my God, that's it, I have to relearn everything. And then you plateau again, and then you start again. And that sometimes it's exhausting. Absolutely, I can guarantee that. However, it's wonderful, because it's adding more flavor to your personality, knowing yourself better. Beautiful. Okay, so let's have a card from the Rider Tarot. What do we have? The Emperor. Yeah. Someone is in a making of the Emperor. The Emperor can be male, female. Is someone who, let's not forget, moving forward, but more importantly, have an open heart. And when you open yourself like this, when you really make yourself vulnerable, because that's what it is, you open your heart, you can be hurt, you can be, all kind of things, but you are willing to do this. And there's someone who's willing to do that with you, because they are dropping whatever reputation they have or image of themselves, whatever, they're coming clean. They are purging. They're absolutely ready for this. And you're not surprised, or they're not surprised by you, because they knew you were an emperor in a making. Beautiful. Someone strong, someone powerful, but also strong because they open their heart. And that is the biggest strength you can have, when your heart is wide open. And you can feel when someone is doing something with their heart open, or if they're using their mind, it's not in the same place. You know what I mean? La, 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 la. What is she doing? Exactly. You can feel when someone is genuine and it comes from the heart, even if it's not completely sorted. You know what I'm saying? That you can feel that it's very true. And because you are the high priestess or high priest, nobody's gonna really play you. You already know if someone is genuine or not. Okay, so let's have a healing card from the angel. Trust. Here you go. All will work out well. We, your angel, are here to nurture, protect, and heal you. Trust in the healing power of our love. We love you more than you will ever know. Beautiful. Is it not gorgeous? I love those cards. On this note, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ciao.